shot. You just stay right there, honey. I'm gonna give you some rock salt and some bacon rind to go with your corn.
What'd you shoot, Granny?
Shot my hat.
What for?
There was a crow sitting on it, that's what.
Granny, you're getting too old to do your own scarecrowing. Your joints will lock on you. Why don't you let me make you one?
'Cause there ain't no scarecrow that can shoot straight.
You didn't do too good yourself.
Oh, I got the crow. I blowed that rascal to kingdom come. There ain't enough left of him to feather a arrow.
Granny, would you please stop shooting at Elmer? It's making him awful nervous.
Varmint out of here.
Speak to her, Pa. Well, she's making a nervous wreck out of it.
I'll make a pie out of them. The idea of dragging in dead birds.
You look very dead to me.
That rock salt preserves them.
Somebody shot through the window of my bedroom. Looky here.
Worst case of dandruff I ever seen.
That's rock salt. And this here's a piece of bacon rind.
I ain't gonna cure it. We'll have to dip his head in hot creosote.
Now listen, Granny. Calm down, boy. Granny, suppose you go out and look after your corn crop.
What's the use? Nobody can grow nothing around here. What with the crybabies, the crows, and the bats.
We ain't got no bats.
What about the old bat next door? Calls the police every time you try to do something to improve the place. Like raise hogs or chickens or run a few goats.
Granny, you can't fault Miss Drysdale for that. You gotta remember you're living in the city.
You call this living? I'm buried in the city, and I'm getting tired of it.
All right, Granny.
Why can't we live in the country where folks can breathe, raise things, and shoot off a gun?
All right. I got a first-rate idea. You know, Granny's birthday's coming up soon. I know.
Yeah, I'm going to make a scarecrow for her corn patch.
I'm going to make her a great big old cedar chest. You know how she's always talked about needing one. It was dandy present. You know what I'm going to give her?
What, Tom?
A piece of ground. A nice plot out in the country where she can plant things. A dog. I'll call Mr. Drysdale. Oh, excuse me, Uncle Jed. You don't have to call Mr. Drysdale about buying a plot of ground. I seen some for sale yesterday. You did? Well, yes, sir. Out in the country, too. Great big sign alongside the road. Said, buy your loved one a plot in Happy Valley. Happy Valley.
Really like that.
Sounds like a fun spot. Here he is. Happy Valley.
I'll call him for you, Pa.
Here's the number, Ellie. Now remember, not a word to Granny. You want this to be a surprise. Happy Valley, Mr. Mortimer speaking. Hi, Mr. Mortimer. This here is Judge Clampett. I'm wanting to buy a nice plot of ground for Granny.
I see. Ed Clampett, and you want something nice for your grandmother.
Well, no, strictly speaking, she's my mother-in-law.
Oh? Something inexpensive then.
No, money is no object. I want the best you got, provided, of course, this land of yours is out in the country.
Oh, it is, Mr. Clampett. Happy Valley is in a beautiful pastoral setting.
Good, good. It's pasture land. Well, I reckon that'll be just dandy. You see, Granny don't want to be buried in the city, especially in the backyard.
Well, I should hope not. As a matter of fact, it's against the law.
Oh, yeah, we found that out. Every time we go to digging, our neighbor calls the police.
Mr. Clampett, are you by any chance on welfare?
No, sir. Crestview. 518 Crestview Drive.
No, I'm referring to your ability to meet your obligations. I appreciate your calling Happy Valley, but I will have to ask about credit.
Well, Jethro's seen your sign, so I reckon he ought to get the credit.
No, Mr. Clampett, you don't understand. Let me put it this way. Do you have a bank account?
Yes, sir. I keep my money in a Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Get us past Granny.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What's going on? You look guilty as 3 possums in a hen house.
What are you talking about, Granny?
Was that on the telephone?
What? Nobody, Granny.
I'm ready to call on the bereaved family, Mr. Mortimer.
Good. Now, here's your fact sheet. The name is J.D. Clampett. The address is Beverly Hills, and the bank account is $65 million.
And the name of the loved one?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, it's J.D. Clampett.
I meant the name of the dear departed.
I don't know. It's his mother-in-law. They call her Granny. I want you to try to sell him a family plot. These people are loaded.
I see there are 4 in the family.
Yes, but I want you to sell them 5 plots, one for their banker.
Banker?
Believe me, when Clampett goes, that guy will kill himself. Now, come to think of it, the banker's married, too. Sell him a 6-pack.
Mr. Mortimer, try to remember you're not peddling beer anymore.
I'm not peddling plots either. The guy that sold me this property said I'd make a killing here. I may have to get any business.
All right. You had fair warning. This time, you're going in a pot.
You don't leave off shooting, you're going to have the police down on it.
And to take one more shot of rheumatism medicine.
I believe I take it easy on that jug, too.
This is strictly for medical purposes. I can feel the rheumatism burning its way up my legs. I gotta build me a fire break across my stomach.
More?
That was from my left leg. Better living through chemistry.
You ain't got rheumatism in your arms.
Come to think of it.
That's enough.
There's man to see you, Pa.
Oh, it's about your mother-in-law, Granny.
You ain't from the police, are you?
No, I'm from...
Good. I was hoping they hadn't heard about the shooting.
There's been a shooting.
This Granny. What can I do for you?
I'm from Happy Valley.
Oh, yeah. I want to get a plot of ground for Granny. Well, me. Keep a watch out the back door. See we ain't surprised.
Yes, sir, Pa.
We have some very nice plots. How would you like a hillside location?
No, I had enough of that back home. Hillside ain't no place for planting. Just 'cause rain comes along, a body can get washed out. Ellie, you recollect what happened with the greens?
Sure do, Pa. We put 'em in on a hill back of the cabin. Along came a cloudburst. The next morning there was greens all over that back porch.
You couldn't go out the back door without stepping on them. You just let the hogs and chickens have them. More?
No. As a matter of fact, I think I'm having a chill.
Well, have a slug of this.
No, thank you.
Good for what ails you. Sure took care of Granny.
What do you mean?
2 drinks of that, and she didn't feel a thing.
That's very merciful. Where is the loved one now?
Who?
Granny.
Oh, she's out back in the corn patch.
In the corn patch.
Makes a dandy scarecrow.
There yonder, she's propped up against that clothesline, Pa.
You don't intend to leave her out there like that, do you?
Oh, she's all right. Just twixt you and me, she's pretty well pickled. She was commencing to stiffen up.
I think I better get back to the office.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Granny's plot?
Well, that'll be up to Mr. Mortimer.
Well, I want it nice and level and plenty big so we can put in some green.
Greens out here?
Here, we aim to put in a whole bunch of them.
I'll tell Mr. Mortimer.
Yeah, and tell him not to say nothing. We want it to be a surprise.
Oh, yes.
And don't you say nothing either.
No. Word of honor.
What are you babbling about? Are you trying to tell me that Clampett shot his mother-in-law?
Shot her, pickled her, and put her out in the corn patch for a scarecrow.
What are you putting me on?
Mr. Clampett and his daughter are cold-blooded killers.
Daughter's in on it too?
They make Bonnie and Clyde look like the Bobbsey twins.
What did you sell them?
I'm telling you, they are murderers. Back in the hills, they wiped out an entire family, the Greens.
You mean like a feud?
Yes. And now they're planning to surprise the Greens out here.
Hey, wait a minute. This may be just the break I've been waiting for. You can bury an awful lot of greens with $65 million.
I quit.
No, you don't. You're into me for 5 weeks' salary, and you haven't even sold your first plot yet.
Sue me.
I'll do better than that. I'll call Clampett, and I'll tell him your name is really Green.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Happy Valley, Mortimer speaking. Well, hello, Mr. Clampett. What a pleasant surprise. My salesman and I were just talking about you. Yes, he'll be right over with the contracts for you to sign.
Going back there?
Say, I never did catch that salesman's name.
His name? I'll spell it for you. G-R...
I'm going.
I mean Brubaker. Brubaker.
Did he tell you I wanted plenty of room to put in some green?
Mr. Clampett, you can have one entire section of Happy Valley just for the green. We'll call it Green Acres.
Cedar, Jess. How do you like it? Well, first off, it ain't cedar. Fine.
Well, I know, but we ain't got no cedar trees.
You cut down one of our trees to make it.
No, sir. Cut down one of Miss Drysdale.
So Granny won't know about it. Well, Miss Drysdale will know about it. She's gonna yell bloody murder.
She ain't home.
When she comes home and sees what you done, she'll likely call the police.
No, she won't. I gnawed the stump, so it looked like a beaver done it.
Oh, man. Get over there and dig a hole. We try to put in a new tree before she gets back.
Look here, Pop. I baked Granny a birthday cake.
Well, now, would you look at that?
Hey, that's hard as a rock.
Why, go dig a hole.
Yes, sir. You want me to bury it pan and all?
For the tree, boy, for the tree. Well, Ellie, that's a dandy-looking cake.
Thank you.
A lot of body to it, eh? What kind is it?
Oh, this here's a marble cake.
Well, now, I reckon you're going to write Happy Birthday, Granny, on there with icing, huh?
Yes, sir, Pop. Are we gonna have a surprise party?
That'd be nice if we could hide all this stuff from Granny for 2 more days.
Oh, I could hide my scarecrow in my cake and just throw cedar chips.
Yeah?
Well, I'll take this in and put some icing on it.
Oh, honey, that might be a little risky right now. Granny keeps coming back in the kitchen for rheumatoid booster shots.
Out of my kitchen, you hairy little boomer. Many times have I told you that apes are not people, they's vermin. Oh, I can't make it. My joints are all froze stiff with the rheumatism. And relief is just to swallow her away. Bessie, honey. Your poor old granny. I was only 5 fun, didn't you? With a cozy environment. You was one of the family. Pull the cart and give your poor old granny some medicine. That's it, sweetheart. Now, pour some in the glass. Oh, you're such a darling. Raise the glass to Granny's lips so she can thaw out.
Granny! You have hit a new low. Drinking with an H.
I ain't drinking of my own free will, Jed. This little varmint is forcing it on me. Shame on you, you little wino. Turned off kind of warm, didn't it?
Granny, listen to me. You go upstairs and take a nap.
Well, I can't. I gotta watch my corn.
You gotta watch your health.
I'll drink to that.
Now you go up and lay down and rest.
It's too hot in the house.
Well, then go in the root cellar and lay down.
Good idea. I'll take this with me to keep it away from that alcoholic ape.
I'll take it with me. Now you go have yourself a good long sleep.
How about a nightcap?
Good idea. Pull it down over your ears.
Can I put my scarecrow in the chest now, Pa?
Sure, Ellie. I got the lid fixed. All I have to do now is saw off a couple of these boards.
Oh, where's my cake?
Jethro's doing the printing for you. He's the best in the family, you know.
But I made the icing yet.
Oh. Well, here he comes. We'll tell him not to bother. Hey, take a look at this letter. If you like it, I'll put happy birthday right above Granny.
Cut into my cake.
How'd you do that, boy? With a hammer and chisel.
Silly Dad, you just dropped my marble cake.
Marble is rotten. I done broke 2 chisels on it. Before Granny wakes up. Jethro, you let her them garden markers to Ellie Mae. You commence calling folks and invite them to the birthday celebration.
Hey, Pa, look who's coming.
That's him, the one with the saw.
What is that he's making?
A casket. What else?
It's horrible.
I warned you.
I figured on selling him one of those $10,000 bronze jobs.
Let's drive on.
Oh, no.
That man is a drunken, mad dog. He kills in cold blood.
But he pays in cold cash. You coming, Mr. Green?
I'm coming.
Mr. Clappett, I'm Mortimer of Happy Valley.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Mortimer. That's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Howdy.
How do you do?
I'll commence calling folks, Pa.
That young fellow over there with the markers is my nephew, Jethro.
Howdy. How do you do? Did you say those were markers?
Yeah, we're going to use them out at Happy Valley to mark off different plots.
Are they for the greens?
Greens or whatever else we choose to put in. Herbs, melons.
Not the Harvey melon.
I don't think I'm familiar with them.
Good, but it still looks like we're going to do a lot of business. Brubaker, may I have those contracts, please?
How do you do, Mr. Clampett?
Howdy.
Have you heard anything from the police?
Well, no. For a while there, I was afraid Miss Drysdale next door was going to call him, but we think we figured a way to keep her quiet. Jethro! You get that whole dog for Miss Drysdale? Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Fine and dandy. We'll find her quick as we take care of Granny.
Is Granny still in the corn patch?
Oh, no. She's stretched out in the root cellar.
cooler there.
Mr. Clampett, I'd like to suggest that Mr. Brubaker and I take Granny back to Happy Valley with us.
No, we'll fetch her out day after tomorrow. That's your birthday.
Well, that's a very sweet sentiment, Mr. Clampett, but I wouldn't wait 2 days.
Well, if we don't, it's going to spoil the celebration.
Celebration?
Jethro made her that pine box.
Could I perhaps suggest something in bronze?
No, the boy worked hard all night. It's kind of rough, but take the gift. It's a thought.
And, your daughter Ellie made that marble thing?
Yeah, that's part of the celebration. We thought we'd put them and Granny on the truck, go out to Happy Valley and have a picnic. You know, music, dancing, vittles, a kind of box social. You having another chill?
Definitely.
Oh, come on, have a little snort. You too, Mr. Mortimer.
Let's get out of here. The man has invited us for a drink.
That's the anesthetic he administers before he shoots you. 2 drinks of that and you don't feel a thing.
Here you are, Mr. Brubaker.
No, thank you.
Well, how about you, Mr. Mortimer?
Well, certainly I'll have a shot, a snort. Well, down the hatch.
I wouldn't drink that too fast. You all right, Mr. Mortimer?
That's powerful.
Oh, I got joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Look what I found in the root salad.
Did he say Granny?
That's the corpse.
Brought her back to life.
Back to Happy Valley.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to subdivide that place.
No more cemetery?
Are you kidding? When they market the stuff, who's going to need it?
I'll take that, Granny.
Over my dead body. Oh, who's the pine box hurt? Somebody pass on? It's me! Jesus, I ain't never touching another drop again. After Willie, I want Miss Drysdale to get an uncut whiff of my possum red red.
Ellie Mae, what's going on here?
Well, we're throwing the fumes from Granny's live soap over to Miss Drysdale's place.
Get off of that grinding wheel.
Oh, do you want to pan the wine?
The fumes and the smoke is getting around the kettle. We'll all be smothercated.
Granny.
Even your voice is changing. Jim. Now, don't you try to stop me. Even a sweet-natured, soft-hearted saint like me can be pushed too far.
Granny, you told me you was going to be more tolerant of Miss Drysdale.
And I was. I forgive her for what she's done right on. But this is for them others. The ones that are too chicken-hearted to fight back for themselves.
Who's too chicken-hearted?
Them she chased out of her yard. Our chickens.
Keep them pinned up. The only thing she hates in her yard worse than chickens is us.
Well, they was just offering a hep and claw. She was having a lawn party. And folks was chomping on cookies and cakes. And our chickens seen the crumbs they was dropping. So they went through the hedge to help them clean up.
That still ain't an excuse to go building all this to torment her.
What are you doing out here anyway? Are you some kind of a troublemaker?
Matter of fact, I got a letter for you.
Letter for me? Who's it from?
I don't know. It ain't got no return address.
I'll Steve it open.
Oh, Granny, it's for you. Just open it.
I ain't used to getting mail addressed to me. Mail we get is for that other family don't see Adeline yet helping him down at the forge. Always the perfect lady, swinging that big hammer, wearing her little white gloves. Ain't old snooty nose next door gonna be jealous of me?
Granny, you told me you was going to be more tolerant and charitable than Mrs. Drysdale. Remember? That includes letting her meet Adeline Ashley.
Oh, I'll introduce her. I ain't one to hold a grudge. All Miss Drysdale has to do is come over here.
Now you're talking?
On her hands and knees, pushing a peanut with her nose.
Margaret, I don't care about the clampet smoke and fumes as long as they're happy and not burning $10 bills.
You negro maniac! You don't care about me!
Time to go, Chief. Oh, I hope I'm not barging into the middle of a tender romantic moment.
Don't get flip, Miss Hathaway. I can get another secretary.
Not unless you pay her a lot more than you pay me.
All right. Get a little flip.
Excuse me. Mr. Clampett, come in, come in.
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Sit down, sit down.
No, Miss Dan, you sit there.
That's all right. I had to get up anyway.
Well, my dear Mr. Clampett, what can I do for you? Name anything, as long as it's not illegal. On second thought, name anything, period.
Well, it ain't a favor. I just wanted you to know that Granny is having a weekend visitor that I know Mrs. Drysdale is going to take to like a cold hog to warm mud. No offense, Tim.
None taken. After all, you're a depositor. Margaret's only my wife.
Yeah, well, her name is Adeline Ashley, and she's a lot like your missus.
Really?
You know, extra high, tall, social leader, style setter. I just know they're going to get along.
Ah, I see. Well, this lady's a friend of yours from back in the hills?
No, her friends wasn't backwoods cornhuskers like us. She lives in the city.
Oh, well, maybe there is a chance. Oh, wait a minute. You're not talking about Bug Tussle, are you?
No, Bug Tussle's a town. She lives in the city.
Oh, good. What city?
Turkey shoot.
Mr. Clampett, I'm afraid Margaret may be flying to Siberia that weekend.
What weekend is that?
When is Mrs. Ashley arriving?
I think Granny said the 21st.
That's the one.
Gunner, I know they would have hit it off. Beverly Hills or turkey shoot. Class is class.
Now, according to the letter, Adeline Ashley will be here the 21st.
Well, that gives us a whole month.
Yeah. There won't be time to more than slick up a bit. We'll make new drapes, slip covers for all furniture. We'll paint the whole house, inside and out. It's her! Adeline Ashley. I have got off to better starts. Beverly Hills, Miss Ashley, ma'am. Your Majesty.
And gizzards. My nose is plumb broke.
No, it's up in the air like always.
Feels like it's a mule kick. What you put on it?
The front door.
No, I'm sorry. What did you put on that cork?
My very best corn squeezing.
Domestic, ain't it?
What?
I favor the imported corn squeezing. You know, from over the county line.
I'll send Jethro to the hills for some. He can be back in a couple of weeks.
Never mind.
How's Mr. Ashley? Is he sick?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Oh, good.
He died.
Oh, dear. What an awful blow.
I'm back to normal by now. Time went by and pert near healed the wound.
I'm so glad. When did you lose him?
Last Thursday. Tom, rest his soul, would have wanted me to carry on as usual, but it's hard.
Of course it is.
Since he passed on, I ain't had but 2 days. If you don't count the barn dance and the hayride.
Well, you'll have to meet my son-in-law, Jed. He's a widower, you know.
Yes, I seem to have heard something about that.
But he won't be for long. He's so handsome and a snappy dresser. I hope you can stay with us for a while.
Maybe I can find some time.
Good. You think it over. I'll be back in a minute.
What's your idea, Granny?
The idea is for you to get yourself slicked up before you meet the widow Ashley.
The widow, Ashley?
Mr. Ashley went to his reward. He'll give you a chance to get yours right here on Earth.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. Take a look in there. That's a real lady.
Real lady, she tips a jug a lot like a real man.
Did you see her little finger up in the air? That's what you call manners.
Either that or for hanging her empties on. Yes, it could have been a very sticky mess, Miss Hathaway. I can't imagine Margaret meeting Adeline Ashley.
Yes, your wife does behave as though anyone who didn't come over on the Mayflower is an undesirable alien.
Look, I'm not even particularly anxious to shake hands with that female old bunny.
Apparently there'll be no problem if your wife's going to be out of town.
I was mildly magnificent with Mr. Clappett. I used a few clever phrases, some ambiguous statements.
You lied to him.
That's right. It's a simple matter of lie now or pay later.
Drysdale's office. Yes, Mr. Clavitt, he's right here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Clappett. I just want to tell you how inconsolable Margaret was when she found out that she wasn't going to meet Adeline Ashley. Oh, she was just broken-hearted. Well, perhaps we can get them together some other time. Today? Oh, yes, that would be great. Yes, she'll be thrilled. Yes. Goodbye.
If you're looking for dust on that, you won't find a lick.
No, I just want to see where some of these things is from. I see most of them is from France and England.
That's good, isn't it?
Not too. All my stuff come from much further away than that. It's made in Japan.
Well, here comes my tall, rich, handsome, kind, considerate, widower son-in-law, Jim. I want you to meet the beautiful, elegant, fancy-mannered, well-dressed, and very strong widow, Adeline Ashley.
Hi, Miss Ashley. Hefting them blacksmith hammers sure had to give you a powerful grip.
I bet you say that's all the jerk.
No, he don't. You can believe me.
Well, sit down for a spill, ma'am. I'd like to chew the fat with you a little.
When you put it that way, I can hardly resist.
I'll leave you two youngsters alone so you can get better acquainted with each other. Well, how are you two getting along? I bring you a little light refreshment.
What kind of refreshment?
Well, it looks like pure, clear branch water, don't it? Whoop! Spilled a drop.
You'd take your rheumatism medicine out of here.
But Jed, it's my private stuff.
I told you, I don't want nobody drinking that. It's already been sitting so long, and it's only good for blasted stumps.
It's all right, Brownie. I find Jed's company is all the refreshment I need.
Oh, fine. Then I'll put on a little mood music. break the ice.
My favorite song.
Yeah, it's Granny's favorite, too. Well, let's get back to our next-door neighbor, Miss Drysdale.
Do we have to?
Oh, we can talk about you back home. Oh, doggone. I clean forgot. After all you've been through, I reckon it's too painful to talk about.
Oh, no. Well, my husband, what's his name, passed on.
Huh?
Yeah. Anyways, everybody says I'm still a prize catch.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Where else you going to find a woman that's a combination of fashion plate and blacksmith?
Turn my head with talk like that.
Like it.
Now, Jet. We've known one another for more than 20 minutes now. Isn't there some little question you'd like to pop?
Well, yeah. How do you shoe a mule?
You know how to shoe a mule.
Well, yeah, but not like you. They say that you're the fastest hammer in the hills.
All right. Come on, over here. Lean against that. Now, take the mule's hoof, like this here.
Granny, are they holding hands yet? Oh, I wouldn't say that.
What are they doing?
I ain't sure. But if that's their idea of spooning, they need a refresher course.
Chief, I hate to keep reminding you, but the Clarkets and Adeline Ashley are expecting a visit from your wife.
Yes, and I was expecting you to think of a way to get her over there.
I can't. Adeline Ashley is a hillbilly. I'm sure your wife would rather be introduced to Jack the Ripper.
But what if Margaret thought she really was the leader of society?
Even you couldn't tell that big a lie.
I could, but she wouldn't believe it.
Wait. There's one thing your wife would believe is absolute truth without a qualm or a moment's hesitation.
What's that?
Idle gossip.
Too late for that.
Not if we utilize the fastest, most efficient communications network ever known.
What's that?
Your wife's bridge club, I believe. President is Mrs. Travis. There she is, under B.
Travis is under B.
For blabbermouth. Hello, Mrs. Travis.
Yes? What is it?
This is the Beverly Hills News Chloe. We've heard a rumor that the fabulous socialite and style setter Adeline Ashley is in town. We thought that you, as a leader of Beverly Hills society, might know her whereabouts.
I know the whereabouts of everyone who's anyone, but I certainly wouldn't tell the papers. My dear friend Adeline is entitled to her privacy.
There it is, Chief. We have now about a 10-minute wait.
If this doesn't work, tomorrow you don't either.
Nothing? Keep this under your wig, but Adeline Ashley is in town. A socialite and style setter.
You call Bobo and Ethel, and I'll call Jim and Priscilla. And remember, it's a secret.
Almost 10 minutes now, Chief.
This telephone scheme isn't going to work. Say, maybe I could blackmail Margaret into meeting this Adeline Ashley. I still have those snapshots of her in a bathing suit.
Anytime now.
Oh, Margaret. What news?
Adeline Ashley is in town. She's a legendary figure. Billionaire. She has her own private fleet of yachts and a staff of ex-husbands to man them. Everyone in town is trying to find her and get her as a house guest. You know where she is, Milton?
Well, it's supposed to be a secret, but she's staying at the Clampets. must be one of those eccentric jet setters, Margaret, but she is a very good friend of the Clampetts. And Margaret?
Dad, don't you want to talk about something besides Granny when you're with a pretty girl like me?
Turned off nice weather today, didn't it?
Oops. Hope it's all right to meet you, Van Ryan.
Sure is, honey. Miss Ashley, this here is my daughter, Ella Mae.
Howdy.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody. Granny said you was a real fancy talker.
Mercy. That's French for thank you.
Well, I'm feeding my critters now. Fine mercy. Yeah, little Granny. How sweet you look today.
One of us has been hitting the jug too hard.
Oh, no, I'm changed. I'm so sorry for all the things I've done in the past. And it will never, ever happen again. I want us to be close. 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 There.
I've been waiting for this for 6 years. Now I ain't so sure I want it.
Peace, Granny.
All right, Miss Drysdale, these friends.
Good. Now, my honey, Adeline Ashton.
I should have known that's what you was after.
Just wanted to invite you to be my house guest for a couple of weeks.
Close friends. Your friendship is as phony as your eyelashes.
Oh, please, Oscar.
I'm going to, just to hear her say no.
By golly, she is anxious.
I believe she would have pushed a peanut over here with her nose.
And Elias needs help. You could use some advice on dressing yourself.
This is my Sunday best.
Yes, but your outfit would look a heap better if you was wearing spats with them boots.
Obliged to you for your help.
As your wife, it wouldn't take me but a minute to have you all looking just as classy as me. Now, how about it, Jed?
Adeline.
All right. I'm going to stop playing coy. Guess I'll have to twist your arm a little. Marry me.
I'm sorry, Adeline, but no.
This is the hose I got my first husband with.
And Ashley, you're trying my patience.
I declare. First it was grabbing his boot in the parlor, and now this. I'm going to have to give both of you spooning lessons. Our snooty neighbor over yonder, Miss Drysdale, wants you to be her house guest for a couple of weeks. I already know your answer.
Accept.
That's the wrong answer.
I ain't throwing away my youth waiting for you to propose, Jed. I've already wasted half a day.
Ella, you mean you're going to stay over there with Miss Drysdale?
Well, I got to get back to some sophisticates like myself. You know, the in crowd.
Hey, wait! Let her go, Jethro. But look where she's headed. She won't see the Drysdale's fish pond.
Let her go, Jethro.
She got soaked.
Yeah.
My husband gives at the office. Miss Drysdale, I'm Adeline Ashley. I'm going to be your house guest for the next 2 weeks. All right. I'll stay longer.
Sounds like Miss Drysdale is happy to see Adeline.
Well, birds of a feather, Granny. She's a peacock, and we're just a bunch of old crows.
Speak for yourself.
The sun rose bright and warm over the hills of California, casting a golden glow across the expansive, manicured lawn of the grand estate in Beverly Hills. Inside the large stone mansion, the air was filled with the distinct, rich aroma of mountain coffee and the faint, sweet scent of cornbread baking in the kitchen. This was the home of the Clampett family, a group of honest, good-natured folks who had spent most of their lives in the rugged, peaceful mountains before an unexpected stroke of good fortune changed their lives forever. Well, listen to a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer who barely kept his family fed. He had spent his days roaming the quiet woods, hunting for game and tending to a small patch of land, always putting the needs of his family above everything else. And then one day he was shooting at some food, aiming carefully through the thick brush, and up through the ground come a bubble and crude. It was a thick, dark liquid that seeped out from beneath the rocks, transforming the landscape and the fortunes of the family instantly.
Oil, that is.
Black gold.
Texas tea.
It was a discovery that changed the course of their lives in the blink of an eye, turning their humble world upside down. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed is a millionaire, possessing more wealth than he had ever dreamed possible in his entire life. The sudden change brought about a flurry of excitement among his relatives and neighbors back in the hills. The kinfolk said, "Jed, move away from there," urging him to seek a new life where his newfound fortune could provide the best opportunities for his loved ones. Said, "California is the place you ought to be, a land of sunshine, opportunity, and endless possibilities." So they loaded up the truck with all their earthly belongings, packing everything from old rocking chairs to iron cooking pots, and they moved to Beverly. Hills, that is. Swimming pools. Movie stars. It was a world entirely different from the quiet valleys they knew, filled with large mansions, glittering streets, and a lifestyle that seemed almost magical to the honest mountain folks. Despite the grand surroundings, the family remained deeply tied to their roots, bringing their simple ways, their love of nature, and their fierce loyalty to one another into the heart of the grand neighborhood. The Beverly Hillbilly, as some might affectionately call them, adjusted to their new home in their own unique way, keeping their traditions alive amidst the luxury of California. On this particular morning, Granny was standing out in the small garden patch she had carefully cultivated in the backyard, her sharp eyes scanning the rows of young corn plants. She held her trusty old rifle tightly in her hands, her gaze fixed on a small movement near the edge of the fence. "Sneaky little vermin coming in on my blind side," she muttered to herself, her voice full of determination as she aimed at a shadow moving through the brush. "You just stay right there, honey," she whispered, visualizing the perfect shot to protect her precious crop. "I am going to give you some rock salt and some bacon rind to go with your corn," she declared, confident that her unique mixture would scare off any unwanted visitors without doing them any real harm. Just as she lowered the rifle, a loud bang echoed from the porch, followed by the sound of fabric tearing. Jethro came walking out, looking bewildered as he held a tattered piece of cloth in his hands. "What did you shoot, Grant?" Jed called out from the porch, leaning against the wooden railing with a bemused smile on his face. "I shot my hat," Jethro replied, holding up the ruined headwear which now had a large, smoking hole right through the center. "What for?" Jed asked, shaking his head in mild amusement at his nephew's antics. "There was a crow sitting on it, that is what," Jethro explained earnestly, pointing to the sky as if the bird might still be hovering nearby. Granny walked over, her boots thudding against the soft earth as she looked at Jethro with an expression of stern affection. "Granny, you are getting too old to do your own skier crowing," Jethro said, trying to look helpful as he wiped a bit of soot from his forehead. "Your joints will lock on you if you keep chasing after birds in this heat." "Why don't you let me make you one?" he offered, thinking a proper wooden scarecrow would save her a lot of trouble. "Because there ain't no skier crow that can shoot straight," Granny snapped back, her eyes twinkling with fierce independence as she patted the barrel of her gun. Jed chuckled, walking down the steps to join them in the bright morning light. "You didn't do too good yourself," he pointed out softly, nodding toward Jethro's ruined hat. "Oh, I got the crow," Jethro insisted proudly, puffing out his chest. "I blowed that rascal to kingdom come," he claimed, waving his arms dramatically to illustrate the explosion. "There ain't enough left of him to feather an arrow," he added, confident in his hunting skills despite the loss of his favorite hat. Just then, Ellie Mae came running out from the side of the house, cradling a very large, very alive bird in her arms. The bird looked somewhat rumpled, but otherwise entirely unhurt. "Granny, would you please stop shooting at Elmer?" she pleaded, her face full of concern for her latest animal friend. "You're making him awful nervous," she said, stroking the bird's feathers gently to calm it down. "Get that vermin out of here," Granny ordered, waving her hand dismissively as she turned back to her corn patch. Ellie Mae turned to her father, her eyes wide with an appeal for assistance. "Speak to her, pal," she said to Jed, knowing her father always had a way of smoothing things over. "She's making a nervous wreck out of him," she added, gesturing to the twitching bird. "I will make a pie out of him," Granny countered from across the yard, her sharp tongue always ready with a colorful solution for garden pests. "The idea of dragging in dead birds," Granny muttered, shaking her head. "It doesn't look very dead to me," Jed observed mildly, watching the bird peck lightly at Ellie Mae's sleeve. "That rock salt preserves them," Granny insisted, convinced of the medicinal and preservative qualities of her custom ammunition. As they stood arguing good-naturedly in the yard, Jethro wandered back toward the house, rubbing his head in confusion. "Hey, somebody shot through the window of my bedroom," he called out, pointing up to the second floor where a small hole was visible in the glass. "Looky here," he said, holding up a small object he had found on his windowsill. "Worst case of dander I have ever seen," he remarked, examining the white crystals carefully. Jed walked over to take a closer look at what his nephew was holding. "That is rock salt," Jed identified, recognizing the large grains immediately. "And this here is a piece of bacon rind," he added, pointing to the small strip of savory meat that had flown through the window along with the salt. "That ain't gonna cure it," Jethro muttered, thinking it was some sort of strange medical treatment. "He'll have to dip his head in hot creosote," Granny called out, offering her traditional mountain remedy for any kind of skin ailment. "Now listen, Granny," Jed began, trying to bring some order to the morning activities. "Calm down, boy," Granny interrupted, completely unbothered by the commotion. "Granny, suppose you go out and look after your corn crop," Jed suggested, hoping to guide her back to her favorite hobby and away from the house windows. "What is the use?" Granny sighed, throwing her hands up in the air. "Nobody can grow nothing around here," she complained, looking around the pristine Beverly Hills neighborhood with a critical eye. "What with the crybabies, the crows, and the bats," she grumbled, listing the various challenges she felt she faced daily. "We ain't got no bats," Jed corrected gently, knowing their neighborhood was entirely free of nocturnal flying mammals. "What about the old bat next door?" Granny retorted quickly, referencing their refined and easily startled neighbor, Mrs. Drysdale. "Calls the police every time you try to do something to improve the place," Granny grumbled, feeling highly restricted by city ordinances. "Like raise hogs or chickens or run a few goats," she added, believing a few farm animals would truly complete the estate. "Granny, you can't fault Miss Drysdale for that," Jed reasoned patiently, always trying to see things from the other person's perspective. "You gotta remember you are living in the city," he reminded her gently. "You call this living?" Granny asked, her voice filled with a deep longing for the wide open spaces of their old mountain home. "I am buried in the city," she stated dramatically, crossing her arms. "And I am getting tired of it," she declared, her heart yearning for a place where a person could see the horizon without a mansion blocking the view. "All right, Granny," Jed said, his voice softening with deep empathy for her feelings. "Why don't we live in the country where folks can breathe, raise things, and shoot off a gun?" Granny asked, looking at him with hopeful eyes. "All right, Granny," Jed agreed, promising himself that he would find a way to make her feel more at home, even in California. As Granny walked back toward her garden, Jed turned to Jethro with a thoughtful expression. "Oh, listen, Nuggins, I got a first-rate idea," Jed whispered, leaning in so Granny wouldn't hear them. "You know, Granny's birthday is coming up soon," he reminded his nephew. "I know," Jethro nodded, his face lighting up at the mention of a celebration. "Yeah, I am gonna make her a scarecrow for her corn patch," Jethro announced happily, determined to fulfill his earlier promise. "And I am gonna make her a great big old cedar chest," Jed shared, his eyes shining with anticipation. You know how she has always talked about needing one to store her handmade quilts and special mountain herbs. It is a dandy present, Jed said, smiling at the thought of how happy it would make her. You know what I am going to give her? Ellie Mae asked, joining the conversation with an excited bounce. What, Pa? Jethro asked, turning to Jed. A piece of ground, Jed revealed, his plan coming together perfectly. A nice plot out in the country where she can plant things to her heart's content, he explained, imagining a beautiful piece of land just for her. Hot dog, Jethro cheered, slapping his knee in excitement. I will call Mr. Drysdale, he offered, knowing their banker managed all their financial and property affairs. Oh, excuse me, Uncle Jeff, Jethro spoke up, correcting himself. You don't have to call Mr. Drysdale about buying a plot of ground, he said confidently. I seen some for sale yesterday, he informed them, proud to have useful information. You did? Jed asked, genuinely impressed. Well, yes, sir, Jethro confirmed. Out in the country, too, he added, emphasizing the rural location. Great big sign alongside the road, he described, gesturing broadly with his hands. Said, buyer loved one a plot in Happy Valley, Jethro recalled, the name sounding incredibly peaceful and joyous to him. Here we go, Jed said, feeling a sense of accomplishment already. Happy Valley, he repeated, liking the sound of it immensely. Green is like that, Jethro added, thinking of the lush fields. Like a fun spot, he imagined, picturing a place filled with life and laughter. Here he is, Jethro said, pulling a crumpled piece of paper from his pocket. Happy Valley, he read aloud. I will call him for you, Pa, Ellie Mae offered, reaching for the telephone on the porch table. Here is the number, Ellie, Jethro said, passing the paper to his cousin. Now, remember, you are not a word to Granny, Jed cautioned them, holding a finger to his lips. You want this to be a surprise, he reminded them, wanting the moment to be completely unexpected and special for her. Happy Valley, Ellie Mae murmured as she dialed the numbers carefully on the rotary phone. Across town, in a quiet, solemn office adorned with dark wood and velvet curtains, a man named Mr. Mortimer sat at his desk, waiting for the phone to ring. He was the director of Happy Valley, a beautifully landscaped and exceptionally quiet memorial park. The phone rang, and he picked it up with his most professional, soothing voice. Mr. Mortimer speaking, he announced smoothly. Howdy, Mr. Mortimer. Jed's voice came through the line, clear and full of mountain warmth. This here is Jed Clampett, he introduced himself, wanting to get straight to business. I am wanting to buy a nice plot of ground for Granny, he explained, his heart in the right place as he sought out a beautiful piece of country land for his beloved mother-in-law. I see, Mr. Mortimer responded, his tone immediately shifting to one of deep sympathy and professional care. Jed Clampett, he repeated, writing the name down on a notepad. And you want something nice for your grandmother, he assumed, preparing his standard presentation for family memorials. Well, no, strictly speaking, she is my mother-in-law, Jed clarified, wanting to be accurate about the family tree. Oh, Mr. Mortimer murmured, his mind instantly jumping to the classic stereotypes of in-law relationships. Something inexpensive, he suggested gently, assuming Jed might want a more modest arrangement for a mother-in-law. Oh, no, Jed corrected quickly, wanting nothing but the best for Granny. Money is no object, he stated firmly, knowing his bank account could handle any price. I want the best you got, he insisted. Provided, of course, this land of yours is out in the country, he added, wanting to ensure it met Granny's desire for fresh air and open spaces. Oh, it is, Mr. Clampett, Mr. Mortimer assured him, picturing the rolling, quiet hills of his memorial park. Happy Valley is in a beautiful pastoral setting, he described, using his best sales language to paint a picture of ultimate serenity. Good, Jed replied, pleased with the description. It is pasture land, he concluded, imagining cows grazing and crops growing on the property. Well, I reckon that will be just dandy, he said, satisfied that this was exactly what Granny needed. You see, Granny don't want to be buried in the city, especially in the backyard, Jed explained, referring to how crammed and trapped she felt by the city limits and how much she hated being confined to their small Beverly Hills lawn. "Well, I should hope not," Mr. Mortimer replied, somewhat taken aback by the casual mention of backyard burials. "As a matter of fact, it is against the law," he added, reinforcing the strict city regulations regarding such matters. "Oh, yeah, we found that out," Jed chuckled over the phone, remembering their recent discussions. "Every time we go to dig in, our neighbor calls the police," he explained, referring to Granny's constant attempts to dig up the lawn for her vegetable gardens and pig pens, which always brought the local authorities to their gate. Mr. Mortimer adjusted his glasses, a look of mild concern crossing his face at Jed's unusual phrasing. "Mr. Clampett, are you by any chance on welfare?" he inquired cautiously, wanting to verify the financial status of this strange caller who talked so casually about digging in backyards. "No, sir," Jed answered, slightly confused by the question. "Crestview, 518 Crestview Drive." He gave his address, which was one of the most exclusive and expensive streets in Beverly Hills. No, Mr. Mortimer corrected himself, realizing he had misjudged the location. "I am referring to your ability to meet your obligation," he explained more clearly, trying to gauge their financial reliability. "I appreciate your calling Happy Valley, but I will have to ask about credit," he said, standard procedure for such large transactions. "Well, it was Jethro's senior sign, so I reckon he ought to get the credit," Jed replied with simple honesty, completely misunderstanding the financial term and wanting to make sure his nephew got recognition for finding the beautiful land. "No, Mr. Clampett, you don't understand," Mr. Mortimer sighed, realizing he needed to use simpler terms. "Let me put it this way," he tried again. "Do you have a bank account?" he asked directly. "Yes, sir," Jed answered readily. "I keep my money in a commerce bank in Beverly Hills," he shared, naming the large institution where Mr. Drysdale managed their massive fortune. Just then, the heavy wooden door of the kitchen creaked open, and Granny walked into the living room, her sharp eyes scanning the area. Jethro quickly hissed a warning to Jed. "Jitters passed, Granny," he whispered, alerting his uncle to her sudden appearance. "I will talk to you later. Bye," Jed said quickly into the receiver, hanging up the phone before Granny could overhear the surprise birthday plans. "What's going on?" Granny asked, stepping into the room and looking at the three of them with deep suspicion. "You look guilty as 3 possums in a henhouse," she observed, her arms crossed as she waited for an explanation. "What are you talking about, Granny?" Jed asked, keeping his face perfectly neutral as he tried to hide the surprise. "Who was that on the telephone?" she demanded, looking directly at the device. "What? Nobody, Granny," Jed replied smoothly, giving Jethro and Ellie Mae a quick look to make sure they kept quiet. Granny muttered, not entirely convinced, but letting it drop for the moment as she went to look for her medicine. Back at the Happy Valley office, Mr. Mortimer was staring at his notepad in utter disbelief. A young salesman named Mr. Brubaker entered the room, wearing a somber suit and holding a briefcase. "I am ready to call on the bereaved family," Mr. Mortimer, Brubaker announced, adjusting his tie and looking prepared for a standard consultation. "Good," Mr. Mortimer said, turning around with an expression of intense excitement that completely contradicted the usual solemn atmosphere of the office. "Now, here is your fact sheet," he said, handing over a piece of paper with a flourish. "The name is J.D. Clampett," he revealed. "The address is Beverly Hills, and the bank account is $65 million, he stated, his voice dropping to an awed whisper at the sheer magnitude of the wealth. "And the name of the loved one?" Mr. Brubaker asked, preparing his paperwork with a pen. "Look, as far as I am concerned, it is J.D. Clampett," Mr. Mortimer said, focusing entirely on the financial potential of the client. "I meant the name of the dearest party," Brubaker clarified, wanting to be respectful of the deceased. "I don't know," Mr. Mortimer admitted, waving his hand dismissively. "It is his mother-in-law," he explained. "They call her Granny," he added, remembering the details from the phone call. "I want you to try to sell them a family plot," Mr. Mortimer instructed, seeing a golden opportunity for a massive sale. "These people are loaded," he emphasized. "I see there are 4 in the family," Mr. Brubaker noted, looking at the initial notes on the sheet. "Yes, but I want you to sell them 5 plots, 1 for their banker, Mr. Mortimer ordered with a sharp nod. Banker, Mr. Brubaker asked, looking confused by the addition. Believe me, when Clampett goes, that guy will kill himself, Mr. Mortimer joked, imagining the banker's despair over losing such a massive account. You know, come to think of it, the banker is married too, he mused, tapping his chin thoughtfully. Sell them a six-pack, he concluded, completely caught up in the thrill of the potential sale. Mr. Mortimer, try to remember you are not peddling beer anymore, Mr. Brubaker reminded him gently, finding the terminology a bit inappropriate for their line of work. I am not peddling plots either, Mr. Mortimer countered, defending his business strategy. The guy that sold me this property said I would make a killing here, he recalled, irony completely lost on him. I may have to get any business, he muttered, determined to secure the Clampett contract at all costs. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Granny was standing in the kitchen, holding a small earthenware jug in her hands. She looked determined and slightly weary from the heat of the day. All right, she said to herself, looking down at the small wooden box on the table. You had fair warning, she announced to no one in particular, preparing her traditional remedies. This time, you are going in a pot, she declared, thinking about her herbs and cooking. Jed walked into the kitchen, looking at her with a gentle, protective expression. You don't leave off shooting, you're going to have the police down on you, he warned her softly, remembering how easily the neighbors were startled by her hunting activities. I aim to take one more shot, Granny insisted, reaching for a small glass. Rheumatism medicine, she explained, holding up the jug which contained her potent, homemade mountain spirit. I believe I would take it easy on that jerk too, Jed advised, knowing the incredible strength of her home-brewed concoction. This is strictly for medical purposes, Granny defended, lifting the jug with a serious expression. I can feel the rheumatism burning its way up my legs, she claimed, rubbing her knee for emphasis. I got to build me a fire break, she declared, believing the strong medicine would stop the ailment in its tracks. Watch my stomach, she instructed, taking a quick sip from the glass. More, Jed asked, watching her face closely for any reaction to the powerful liquid. That was from the left leg, Granny explained, sighing with relief as the warmth spread through her system. Better living through chemistry, she remarked, feeling instantly improved by the traditional mountain brew. I don't think you even got rheumatism in your arm, Jed noted with a smile, watching her lift the jug again with perfect ease and flexibility. Come to think of it, that is enough, he said gently, putting a hand over the jug to prevent her from taking another dose before breakfast. There is medicine, Pa, Jethro called out as he walked into the house, followed closely by Mr. Brubaker, who looked nervous as he stepped into the unfamiliar mountain-style environment within the grand mansion. Oh, it is about your mother-in-law, Granny, Jethro said, introducing the topic of the visitor. Jed turned to the young salesman, his expression open and welcoming. You ain't from the police, are you? Jed asked, wanting to ensure their guest wasn't here to complain about the morning's shooting practice. No, I am from, Mr. Brubaker began, extending his hand politely. Good, Jed interrupted, shaking his hand warmly. I was hoping they hadn't heard about the shooting, he admitted, speaking entirely about Granny's attempt to scare off the crows in the garden. There has been a shooting, Mr. Brubaker asked, his face turning pale as he misconstrued Jed's words, thinking something terrible had happened in the house. It is Granny, Jed explained simply, referring to her active role as the family marksman protecting the corn crop. What can I do for you, Pa? Ellie Mae asked, walking into the room with her usual bright smile, completely unaware of the salesman's growing panic. I am from Happy Valley, Mr. Brubaker managed to say, his voice trembling slightly as he held onto his briefcase. Oh, yeah, Jed said, his face lighting up as he connected the name to the phone call. I want to get a plot of ground for Granny, he stated clearly, reiterating his desire to buy her a beautiful piece of country land for her upcoming birthday surprise. Oh, and let me keep a watch out the back door, Jed instructed Jethro softly, wanting to make sure Granny didn't wander in and ruin the surprise before they could finalize the details. See, we ain't surprised, he added. Yes, sir, Pa. Jethro nodded obediently, moving toward the kitchen door to keep watch. We have some very nice plots, Mr. Brubaker stated, trying to regain his professional composure despite the bizarre conversation. How would you like a hillside location? He offered, trying to sell one of their premium spots. No, I had enough of that back home. Jed declined firmly, shaking his head. Hillside ain't no place for planting, he explained, thinking of the difficulties of farming on an incline. Just could rain comes along, body could get washed out, he noted, using mountain terms for soil erosion and crop damage. Ellie, you recollect what happened with the greens? Jed turned to his daughter for confirmation. Sure do, Pa. Ellie Mae agreed instantly, remembering their past farming adventures. We put them in on the hill back of the cabin, she described. Along came a cloudburst, she recalled, waving her hands to signify heavy rain. The next morning there was greens all over that back porch, she laughed. You couldn't go out the back door without stepping on them, she said, remembering the mess. We just let the hogs and chickens have them, she finished, showing how they never let anything go to waste. Mr. Brubaker listened to the story, his eyes widening in horror as he completely misinterpreted the tale, believing the Greens referred to a family they had feud with and buried on a hillside, only for a storm to expose the remains. You warm? Jed asked, noticing the young salesman was sweating and shivering at the same time. No, as a matter of fact, I think I am having a chill, Mr. Brubaker stammered, pulling his jacket tighter around himself. Well, have a slug of this, Jed offered generously, reaching for Granny's jug of medicine to help the young man warm up. No, thank you, Mr. Brubaker declined quickly, waving his hands in refusal. Good for what ails you, Jed insisted, praising the mountain brew. Sure took care of Granny, he noted, referring to how quickly it relieved her joint pain. What do you mean? Mr. Brubaker asked, his voice barely a whisper. 2 drinks of that, and she didn't feel a thing, Jed explained cheerfully, meaning she felt no more pain from her rheumatism. That is very, very merciful, Mr. Brubaker squeaked, his mind imagining a dark scenario involving the old lady and the potent liquid. Where is the loved one now? He asked, bracing himself for the answer. Who, Granny? Jed asked. Oh, she's out back in the corn patch, he revealed, pointing toward the window. In the corn patch, Mr. Brubaker repeated, his heart pounding. Makes a dandy scarecrow, Jed chuckled, referring to how she stood guard over the plants with her rifle. See her yonder, he pointed. She is popped up against that clothesline post, he described, seeing her leaning there to get a good angle on the birds. You don't intend to leave her out there like that, do you? Mr. Brubaker asked, horrified by the image of an elderly woman being used as a garden decoration. Oh, she is all right, Jed assured him, completely unaware of the misunderstanding. Just tricks you and me. She is pretty well pickled, he joked, using the mountain term for her being happily relaxed after her morning medicine. Pickled, Mr. Brubaker gasped, his face turning a shade of green. She was commencing to stiffen up, Jed added, referring to her morning joint stiffness before she took her remedy. Well, I think I had better get back to the office, Mr. Brubaker said hurriedly, grabbing his briefcase and moving toward the door, desperate to escape what he believed to be a house of madness. Oh, wait a minute, Jed called out, stopping him. What about Granny's plot? He asked, wanting to finish the business. Well, that will be up to Mr. Mortimer, Brubaker stammered, trying to deflect the responsibility. Well, I want it nice and level and plenty big, so we can put in some greens, Jed specified, planning the future vegetable garden for her birthday present. Greens out here? Mr. Brubaker asked, his mind reeling at the thought of more family feuds. Sure, we aim to put in a whole bunch of them, Jed said enthusiastically, looking forward to a bountiful harvest. Well, I will tell Mr. Mortimer, Mr. Brubaker promised quickly, just wanting to leave. And tell him not to say nothing, Jed added, holding a finger to his lips. We want it to be a surprise, he reminded him. Oh, yeah, yes, Mr. Brubaker nodded frantically. And don't you say nothing either, Jed cautioned. No, word of honor, Mr. Brubaker cried as he practically ran out the front door. Back at the Happy Valley office, Mr. Mortimer was pacing the floor when Mr. Brubaker burst through the door, breathless and terrified. What are you babbling about? Mr. Mortimer asked, looking at his salesman in confusion as Brubaker tried to explain what he had heard. Are you trying to tell me that Clampin shot his mother-in-law? Mr. Mortimer asked, incredulous. Shot her, pickled her, and put her out in the corn patch for a scarecrow, Mr. Brubaker shouted, trembling with fear. What are you putting me on? Mr. Mortimer asked, finding the story entirely too wild to believe. Mr. Clampin and his daughter are cold-blooded killers, Mr. Brubaker insisted, slamming his briefcase on the desk. Daughter's in on it, too, Mr. Mortimer asked, starting to look a bit concerned. They make Bonnie and Clyde look like the Bobbsey twins, Mr. Brubaker declared, completely convinced of the danger. What did you sell them? Mr. Mortimer asked, focusing back on the business aspect. I am telling you, they are murderers, Mr. Brubaker repeated, pacing the room. Back in the hills, they wiped out an entire family, the Greens, he claimed, completely misremembering the story about the salad vegetables on the hillside. You mean like a feud? Mr. Mortimer asked, his eyes widening as he began to see the situation in a new light. Yes, and now they are planning to surprise the Greens out here, Mr. Brubaker warned, thinking the family was planning another conflict in California. Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Mortimer said, a sudden expression of greed crossing his face as he thought about the financial implications. This may be just the break I have been waiting for, he mused, looking at the account details. What? Mr. Brubaker asked, staring at his boss in disbelief. You can bury an awful lot of greens with $65 million, Mr. Mortimer pointed out, seeing a massive business opportunity regardless of the unusual circumstances. I quit, Mr. Brubaker declared, throwing his hands up and turning toward the door. Oh, no, you don't, Mr. Mortimer stopped him, pointing a finger at him sternly. You are into me for 5 weeks' salary, and you haven't even sold your first plot yet, he reminded the young man, refusing to let him walk away from the account. Sue me, Mr. Brubaker snapped, completely unconcerned with legal threats compared to the perceived danger. I will do better than that, Mr. Mortimer threatened with a sly smile. I will call Clampin, and I will tell him your name is really green, he said, using the misunderstanding as leverage to keep his salesman in line. Oh, no, Mr. Brubaker gasped, freezing in his tracks. Oh, yes, Mr. Mortimer countered, reaching for the telephone and dialing the Clampett residence immediately. Happy Valley, Mortimer speaking, he announced into the phone when the call went through. Well, hello, Mr. Clampin. What a pleasant surprise, he said warmly as Judd answered. My salesman and I were just talking about you, he shared, looking at a terrified Brubaker. Yes, he will be right over with the contracts for you to sign, Mr. Mortimer announced, gesturing for Brubaker to get ready to move. Going back there, Mr. Brubaker whispered in absolute horror. Say, I never did catch that salesman's name. Jed's voice came through the line, wanting to properly address their guest. His name? Mr. Mortimer asked, looking at Brubaker with a mischievous grin. I will spell it for you, he said, enjoying the moment immensely. Gr, he began, teasing his terrified employee. I am going, Mr. Brubaker hissed, grabbing the contracts from the desk to stop his boss from saying the forbidden name. I mean Brubaker, Mr. Mortimer corrected smoothly into the phone. Brumaker, he pronounced. Did he tell you I wanted plenty of room to put in some greens? Jed asked over the line, wanting to ensure the land was spacious enough for the birthday garden. Mr. Clampin, you can have one entire section of Happy Valley just for the greens, Mr. Mortimer assured him, thinking of the financial gain. We will call it Green Acres, he suggested, creating a beautiful name for the designated area. Back at the mansion, the family was busy working on their various handmade gifts in the spacious garage. Jethro was hammering away at a large wooden box, his face covered in sawdust. Judd walked over, looking at the construction with a critical eye. This may be cedar, Jess, Jethro said proudly, wiping his brow. How do you like it? He asked, looking up at his uncle for approval. Well, first off, it ain't cedar, Jed pointed out gently, touching the rough pine wood. Fine, Jethro muttered, slightly disappointed. I know, but we ain't got no cedar trees, he explained, defending his choice of materials. You mean you cut down one of our trees to make, Jed began, looking concerned about the property. No, sir, Jethro interrupted quickly. Cut down one of Miss Drysdale's, he revealed with a proud smile. Why, Jed asked, surprised. So Granny won't know about it, Jethro explained, thinking it was an excellent way to keep the secret. Well, Miss Drysdale will know about it, Jed reasoned, knowing how protective their neighbor was of her landscaping. She is gonna yell bloody murder, he predicted, imagining her reaction. She ain't home, Jethro dismissed easily, unconcerned about future consequences. When she comes home and sees what you done, she will likely call the police, Jed warned his nephew, wanting him to understand the gravity of the situation. No, she won't, Jethro insisted with a clever grin. I gnawed the stump so it looked like a beaver done it, he shared, believing his woodworking skills had perfectly mimicked nature. Well, get over there and dig a hole, Jed ordered gently, shaking his head at the boy's logic. Oh, we try to put in a new tree before she gets back, he added, wanting to fix the mistake immediately. Look here, Pa, Ellie Mae called out, walking into the garage holding a very large, heavy object wrapped in a cloth. I will buy Granny a birthday cake, she announced, uncovering a solid, dense creation that looked more like sculpture than pastry. Well, now would you look at that, Jed said, walking over to examine the cake. Hey, that is hard as a rock, he noted, tapping his fingers against the solid surface with a hollow thud. Why? Go dig a hole, he reminded Jethro, who was still standing around. Yes, sir, Jethro agreed, grabbing a shovel. You want me to bury a pan and all? He asked, looking at the cake pan Ellie Mae had used. For the tree? Boy. For the tree, Jed clarified patiently, directing him back to the neighbor's yard. Well, Ellie, that is a dandy-looking cake, Jed praised, turning his attention back to his daughter's baking effort. Thank you. Ellie Mae beamed, pleased with the compliment. Got a lot of body to it, Jed remarked, lifting it slightly to test the weight. What kind is it? He inquired, curious about the recipe. Oh, this year is a marble cake, she explained, using the traditional mountain term for a very firm, dense style of baking. Well, now, I reckon you are going to write Happy Birthday, Granny, on there with icing, huh? Jed suggested, picturing the final touch for the celebration. Yes, sir, Pa. Ellie Mae agreed happily. Are we going to have a surprise party? She asked, her eyes shining with excitement. That would be nice if we could hide all this stuff from Granny for 2 more days, Jed said, looking around at the accumulating gifts. Oh, I could hide my scarecrow and my cake and just throw cedar chest, Ellie Mae suggested, thinking of various hiding spots around the property. Yeah, Jed nodded. Well, I will take this in and put some icing on it, Ellie Mae said, picking up the heavy cake. Oh, honey, that might be a little risky right now, Jed cautioned her, stopping her before she reached the door. Granny keeps coming back in the kitchen for rheumatism booster shots, he explained, wanting to avoid any accidental discovery of the birthday preparations. Inside the kitchen, Granny was indeed standing near the counter, holding her glass and looking around with a stern expression. A small, clever chimpanzee that Ellie Mae had adopted as a pet was sitting on a stool nearby, watching Granny with curious eyes. Get out of my kitchen, you hairy little boomer, Granny ordered, waving her hand at the animal. How many times have I told you that apes are not people, they is marbles, she grumbled, using her unique vocabulary for the exotic pet. Oh, I can't make it, Granny groaned suddenly, leaning against the counter as she felt a phantom twinge in her joints. My joints are all froze stiff with the rheumatism, she complained, looking longingly at the earthenware jug on the top shelf. And relief is just a swallow away, she muttered to herself, reaching up carefully. Bessie, honey, help your poor old Granny, she said to the chimpanzee, her tone shifting to one of sweet persuasion as she realized the animal could reach the shelf more easily. I was only funding you when I called you a varmint, she apologized quickly, wanting to get the pet on her side. You as one of the family, she coaxed, smiling warmly at the clever creature. Pull the cork and give your poor old Granny some medicine, she instructed, gesturing toward the jug. The chimpanzee, always eager to help, climbed up and grabbed the jug, carefully pulling the wooden cork out with its teeth. That is it, sweetheart, Granny cheered, holding her glass out expectantly. Now, pour some in the glass, she guided the animal, watching the clear liquid flow smoothly. Oh, you are such a darling, she praised, delighted by the pet's cooperation. Raise the glass to Granny's lips so she can thaw out, she instructed, leaning in to take a sip. Just as she was about to drink, Jed walked through the back door, taking in the scene with a mixture of amusement and mild disapproval. "Granny," he called out softly, shaking his head. "You have hit a new low, Gramps." Jethro chimed in from behind him, entering the kitchen with a dusty shirt. "You're drinking with an ape," he observed, finding the situation highly unusual even for their family. "I ain't drinking on my own free will, Jed." Granny defended herself instantly, drawing herself up to her full height. "This little varmint is forcing it on me," she claimed, pointing an accusing finger at the innocent-looking chimpanzee. "Come on, you little wino," she muttered to the pet, quickly hiding the glass behind her back as Jed walked closer. "Kind of warm, isn't it?" Jed noted mildly, wiping his brow and ignoring the excuse. "Granny, listen to me," he said gently, putting a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You go upstairs and take a nap," he suggested, wanting her to get some rest and give them time to work on the surprise. "I can't, I gotta watch my corn," Granny insisted, her sense of duty to her garden always paramount. "You gotta watch your health," Jed countered reasonably, wanting her to take care of herself in the midday heat. "I will drink to that," Granny agreed readily, lifting her glass again before Jed could stop her. "There you go," Jed smiled, shaking his head. "Now you go up and lay down and rest," he urged her gently. "It is too hot in the house," Granny complained, looking around the spacious, air-conditioned room which she still found unfamiliar compared to the breezy mountain cabins. "Well, then, go in the root cellar and lay down," Jed offered, referring to the cool, dark basement storage room they had set up beneath the mansion to mimic their old home. "Good idea," Granny agreed, liking the sound of a cool, quiet place. "I will take this with me to keep it away."